It has been heavily requested for months on Twitch chat, YouTube comments that you guys have been wanting me to produce an Ermac guide. So on today's video, I'm officially going to drop the blueprint for y'all. I will warn you guys though that the cameo choice for today's guide will be Janet Cage. In my opinion, and most people's opinion, it's the best cameo for him. But I will be breaking down Ermac as a character and focus most of the attention onto the character and not so much the team, so that you can apply the knowledge given to any cameo. After watching this guide, you will learn a lot more probably about the character, but I can't promise y'all it'll be just some Ermac god rolling around smoking the competition. The character is considered to have one of, if not the highest, execution ceiling in the game. He is a difficult character. Nothing being shown in the video is necessarily easy, but it's really just me dropping the blueprint of as to what I do. But that's enough talking. Let's just jump straight into the guide. As far as cameo options, I already let y'all know that we will be going over Janet for the most part, but Kung Lao is a really good cameo for him, really strong. There are videos on the internet of that team. Darius is pretty good as well. I've seen people use that team as well. Sonya was probably, if not Lao, probably one of the better ones for Ermac. None of them are bad choices, but right now we're just going to focus on Janet. In this section, I'm going to cover Ermac's best buttons, his best strings, basically all the buttons and combinations of buttons that I use whenever I'm trying to initiate offense, pressure somebody, play neutral. This is going to be an advanced guide, guys. So as far as, when I'm explaining buttons, I'm not going to go by, square or X or Xbox notation. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Back 2. That's the button that comes to my mind first. Back 2 is pretty much his best mid. This mid is disjointed, so there's no hurt box on it. It goes pretty far. As you can see, that little aura is kind of the indicator of the distance on it. So 14 frames on startup, so it's not the fastest mid ever, but its range is undeniable. It has 3 hits to it. There's a gap between the second and third hit. Once you start mixing up the cancels and stuff like that, it starts to get overwhelming for the opponent. So as far as the gaps, a lot of people don't armor it. But another good button is stand 2. This move is 17 frames. It's a high, but not the fastest button. But as far as distance it covers, it's one of his best buttons easily. If the opponent's just sitting there walking back and forth, button hits, it gets hit confirmed. If it hits them out the air, you can convert it. Even if it's blocked, you can just cancel and be safe. It's a ridiculous button. Another good button is stand 1, 7 frames on startup. So it's going to be the normal you punish most things with on reaction. You can do stand 1, you can do 1, 2, you can do 1, 2, 3, and the third hit's actually a low. This button for this string 1, 2, 3 is -7, so there's probably only 3 characters that can punish that in the whole game. So I would consider it safe. 1, 2, usually you're always gonna do a cancel off of it, so it's always gonna be safe. But yeah, there's a lot of mind games. This character gets really deep when you start throwing in the cancels. Stand 2 is really good for things that are really far. Back 2 is really good for checking the opponent, but stand 1, if somebody does something unsafe, and stand 1 is usually the fastest button that people come to mind to throw out. His sweep is a really good attack. It's not something I throw out a whole lot, but whenever the opponent shows me that they're pretty good at blocking the overhead, that's when I'll throw in the sweep combo, which is like really a unique thing to Janet. His overhead is an important button. You can't ignore the overhead. It's a 23 frame on startup overhead, which is considered reactable with the overwhelming amount of buttons you're throwing at opponents with Ermac. It's hard for them to just see this freaking 23 frame overhead, because at any point, I'm doing all this stuff, and I can do sweep, that's a low, I can throw. I'm just going to consider his throw also a good button. The animation on it is very unique because it kind of doesn't look like a throw. Most characters in this game, when they throw you, they put their actual hand on you. He kind of has this command grab type animation to it, so it's one of the hardest throws in this game to tech. And then with Janet, he also gets a full combo. Very unique to Janet. I can cancel any of these strings at any point, so I can do, the first hit of back 2, cancel. I can do back 2, 4 into a cancel. I can do stand 2, cancel. I can do stand 2, 1 into cancel. You got a lot of options. This character is a cancel character. The most of the buttons that you're going to press, you're going to special cancel them into the spirit punch and then cancel spirit punch. That's what the cancels are. So spirit punch is the move that you're canceling. We're gonna start talking about the game plan of Ermac. You got to get comfortable with this range of this button. Stand 2 goes, play around with it, get in the range and see where it doesn't reach, and then step a little bit further and see where it reaches. So you can get kind of an idea of how far does this button go, and then once you get comfortable with its neutral, you kind of just step into these ranges where the button's gonna hit. And a lot of people don't think it'll go that far, and then they'll just get hit either walking or just simply just not thinking the move is gonna go that far, so they're just not blocking. Worst case scenario, they block it and you just cancel it and be safe. So it's not really a big deal. The only time it's a big deal is when it whiffs, because when you're trying to cancel this button on block, you're doing stand 2, back forward 1, But when the button hit whiffs, it doesn't register the back forward one. It just registers the one, so you get 2-1. And you don't. Whenever this button whiffs, you kind of get whiff punished if you find anybody good. It's a really good button, but with it being a high, it can get red. And then that's when you start putting that mid 14 frame mid on them, because they're constantly trying to counter this button by ducking it because they know they can duck it. It's a high. So and the counter to them trying to duck that is you do the mid. And they're both pretty much almost go the same in distance. His game plan now is definitely to get the hit and do big damage. You just really want to overwhelm the opponent until they eventually get opened up, whether it be an overhead hitting and they were asleep at the wheel and they're crouch blocking, or they're trying to duck a throw, or they get shimmied by the 1-2 trying to tech the throw, because tech on reaction for the most part, but Ermac's grab animation makes it really difficult to tech on reaction, because usually you can react to them grabbing you and then you guess. Since his grab is so unorthodox with the animation, people just tend to not tech at all. But then you got this 1-2, which is really good for shimming. If you get the opponent conditioned to want to tech your throws, and then you, instead of placing a throw, you would place a 1-2 there, and it would shimmy them, and then you just hit confirm off the cancel into whatever combo you're going for. But I'm really just using these cancels to bait a reaction at the opponent. So as you can see, every time the CPU blocks something, they're gonna poke. You know, this is a very common thing you'll see when you fight as Ermac. This interaction happens quite often. I'm basically using these cancels to accumulate data off my opponent. So if I see he pokes, oh, my instant reaction is to backdash off the cancel, because that's one of his unique features, is Ermac can actually backdash cancel his spear punch. He doesn't have to always cancel it forward. So you can use the backdash option off the cancel to catch whiff punishes. A lot of people tend to poke when these cancels happen, because these cancels aren't plus. A lot of people just think that you're just going to do a lot of very fast inputs and cancels, and the opponent's just going to be overwhelmed and they're just going to get hit. It's not how it works. These cancels aren't plus on block. You basically are just using these cancels to see what they do. So if I see somebody down one slot off my cancels, I'll backdash. As you can see, the poke whiffs, and I'll go for my disjointed back 2. That is some of the most level 1 Ermac pressure, but it's so effective at a high level, at a low level. If I'm fighting somebody who likes to poke, this is such a good option. You know, I can do it off any button pretty much. I could, you know, do all kind of options. Will they let you do 1-2 cancel? Will they let you do a forward dash cancel? No. All right, he likes to poke. Back dash, back 2-4. If you're fighting somebody who likes to just straight up swing at you off your cancels, Ermac's gonna reversal 1-2 me every time I do a cancel. So if I do anything fake, I'm gonna get swung on. Guess what? I can also backdash cancel. So if the opponent's doing anything that doesn't go long range, any option that they throw out there that doesn't actually chase my backdash is what we call it, I'm just gonna whiff punish them off every cancel I do. All you're trying to do is condition the opponent to try to press. And if you notice that there's somebody who doesn't react, they don't bite on cancels at all. Like, you're finding somebody who just sits there and blocks everything. They never press, and you're like, man, Rewind told me to do these backdash cancels, and these fools never press. What do I do? When you start throwing, because you get throw combo advantage. That's the whole point. If people aren't biting, like they're blocking all the overheads, you're trying every possible sequence of cancels to like open up somebody, but they won't bite. You're going for sweep, they're blocking it, you're going for overhead, they're reacting. Good luck reacting to tech the throws. Even though this throw combo only does what, you know, obviously you can extend it with EX teleport, but it scales. It's not worth a meter. I never spend the bar on the EX throw unless I know like the combo's gonna kill or something. You know, it's just not worth it. You know, you don't get much, obviously. You have to think, even though it's not as much as like getting a big hit like an overhead or pretty much any hit, it still adds up. They start getting tired of wanting to take that throw, and then they start, you know, they start ducking, or they start jumping, or they start armoring, and that's when you get the big hits. So you gotta strike throw, man. You gotta develop that reversal on, so he starts swinging again, and then boom, it's just that simple. You start seeing them swing, goodbye. Let me hit this. Let me see if I got these. All right, ignore that.
Sorry.
You're just trying to set the opponent up to either press and get whiff punished, or not press and get thrown. And then if you get that big hit, you cash out with puppet combo and you kill them. That's Embrace. How it functions. A lot of people think it's armor. It's not armor. Whenever somebody attacks you and their attacks land, or even when you block their attacks, you don't take any damage to your life bar as long as you have meter. it'll eat away at your meter as if your meter was your life bar instead of your actual life bar. But once you run out of meter, then it actually takes life away from your life bar. You know, Ermac is always going to have a lot of bar because he's doing all these attacks. Every time an attack lands on block, you build meter, and then you mix in that you're doing special moves which build meter in themselves. Also, this is a huge part of his game plan too, is just simply building meter whenever you can, because his character benefits off it because of Death's Embrace. And really, if you just have one bar and full Kameo with Janet, you're a walking 60 bomb. I'm gonna go over some of Ermac's best anti-air options. Down 2 is a really good option. You can do down 2 into like Janet Kameo call or something, something super basic. You can get pretty creative with how you do it. Really what I would do is I would probably just try to like anti-air with like a disjointed normal so that I can set up a puppet combo and, you know, cash out off. You know, you can get, look at how much damage you can get off of a freaking anti-air. You know, you can get a lot of freaking damage. So getting anti-air by Ermac is like getting hit on the ground. I usually go for air to airs too sometimes if somebody's really getting predictable with it, you know, because you can even get the puppet combo like that. And it still does like 50. Now I'm gonna go over all of his common combo starters. So this is a Ermac guide. So I'm not gonna sit here like dropping every single route for Ermac in here. I know that may sound crazy for a guide, but this guide will be extremely long. So I'm gonna use this Ermac video as kind of like a base to learning how to use the character. And then I might drop like a follow-up video for like, you know, combos. I might drop an actual video specifically the Janet puppet combos that people want, because that has to be its own video. As far as the common combo stars, we got 1-2 cancel, confirm off of 1-2 cancel. You can go into 4-2 float, jump 2 1-2 jump 1-2 2 4-4-3 into 3 Janets. So 1-2 shrieking souls into a cancel, so you can cancel this move as well. If it hits, you dash cancel and then you jump out of the dash, cancel the 1-2 the back 4-3 into jump 1-2-2 4-4-3 into 3 Janets, 1-2-3 float, 4-4 float 2. Another common combo starter is back 2-4. So if this hits, you always want to confirm into jump 1-2-3. You, like I said, you got to cancel shrieking souls, jump 1-2-3, 4-4-3, 3 Janets. That little ending portion gets kind of tricky. I'm gonna try to explain it. It's hard to explain it while I'm hitting it. But 1-2-3, 4-4-3, 3 Janets, jump 1-2-3, float cancel, jump 1. So out of the 1-2-3 and the float cancel, you jump 1, 4-4, float, jump 2 on the way down. But really, anytime you get these types of hits, and you know the puppet combo route, I cash out every time. I go straight into the puppet combo every time. I'm not really doing those other combos unless I don't have full Janet Kameo or I don't have bar or something. In order to do these puppet combos, you need to have the full Kameo charge. If you don't have it, you have to go for something else, which is like these normal combos. And you can do same thing, stand 2 links into 4-2. Same combo. This combo is really just the same combo no matter the hit. The only combo where it gets a little different is back 4-3 because you pop them up airborne, so that's when you use jump 1-2-3 instead of 1-2-2. Because if you use any of the other ones, if you get any of these hits, you want to do jump 2 1-2-2. Only off of this one you have to do jump 1-3-3 or 1-2-3. Same with this one, you do jump 1-2-2. Into the safe jump. This safe jump is super important, by the way. This is like a huge part of his game. A couple more of his best combo starters as far as mix-up, because a lot of those other combo starters were kind of just like you getting the hit on the mid or you getting the hit off of like the 1-2 or the stand 2. But as far as like mix-up potential, his overhead is one of his best combo starters. A lot of people get hit by this button because they don't react to it in time, because you have to crouch. If you're crouch blocking, you have to react and stand up. So it hits crouch blocking opponents. It hits opponents trying to just neutral duck throws. That's when I would throw this button in a lot. If somebody keeps trying to duck your throw, say you're ducking like you're throwing somebody so much to the point where they just start hard reading it with ducks, that's when this button becomes your best friend, because that's how you kind of blow people up for trying to read your throw so much. And worst case scenario, even if they do block it, you cancel it, block, you're safe. So there's really no harm in throwing this button out, even if it is blocked. Combo starter, it leads into the same combo. You know, that combo that I just showed for all the other combos. insane combo. You know, and if you got those puppet combos, it leaks into the puppet combo. You know, you go straight into it, all around. Oh, how much do I get off this if I hit it? God damn. So I'm saying you get 61 if you got the puppet combos. Say you've gotten somebody just basically so scared of the overhead that, you know, they're just standing. They're just stand blocking. They don't even care anymore about any low option. They gotta be, because if you got 2 bars, Stomp is one of the best combo starters he has. It's so fast. I basically, how I throw it in there, I just jump and do it, you know. People sometimes do 4-4 and do it, but I feel like it's easier to see this than if you just jump and do it. Because if you just jump and do it, most people's humane reaction to just seeing somebody jump is to stand up. A lot of people aren't going to see you jump and then keep crouching, you know, or let alone crouch blocking. So I usually jump. Sometimes I won't do it so instant, you know. Sometimes I'll jump a little higher before I do it, you know. Like I said, if you got those puppet combos, you can literally get a humongous, probably like 56%er. It's 2 bars and full cameo bars. So you do have to make sure if you go over this route, you freaking hit it, because if you drop it, not only will you die, but you spend pretty much all your resources. 2 bars and cameo. See, it hits. When it hits, it hits. But God forbid you drop that combo. You're tired of people pressing or mashing on you, back 2-4 into puppet combo. That's how you stop people from mashing on you constantly. This is your best friend on mashers. And he's mashing. Stop mashing. Now you're gonna eat 50. But the offside is, character is very difficult, you know, and very unstable if your execution is horrible. So if you don't got good execution and you don't practice a lot, this character will not reward you. This character will honestly hurt you, because you'll be dropping things that result in death when you can just play a character that's just a lot more easier and more stable and more within your execution. But it depends on how bad you want it, you know. This may sound sad, but I'm going to be tackling the final section of this video, which is covering Ermac's safe jumps. Safe jumps are a humongous part of why this character is strong. Aside from his big damage, pretty much safe jump just means that you almost never have to worry about an opponent waking up on you, because anytime they do decide to wake up on Ermac safe jump setups, their armor's going to either get broken, or you're going to block it, you're going to bait it. I'm just going to give you guys examples of me doing like any of those combos I was displaying earlier off of his basic combo starters into the safe jump. I got Ermac set to wake up here. As you can see, his Ermac, his wake up got broken immediately, and that's like the situation for most characters in this game. On Shao, it doesn't work at all. You can't break Shao's knee armor. It can break Johnny's shadow kick armor, but you have to be on point. It doesn't break Astra's, because obviously her armor is like 4 hits. Doesn't break Havoc's because his armor's 4 hits. So any character that only has like 1 hit of armor on their moves, it pretty much can break. Just gonna put her back into the safe situation. Breaks that armor clean. Look at how fast you just lose life. Like, you know how many people in this game love waking up. Nobody likes to block in this game. This is why safe jumps are so strong. What happens when they start delaying wake up? Because they don't want to get their armor broken anymore on the safe jump. You meet them with a mid. You put them in the situation again. Like, the situation just loops itself. It just loops itself until they finally decide to block. I'm gonna just delay wake up and then block. You can just throw, and then he gets the safe jump off the throw. You get put into that same situation again off the throw, and then you can do a cancel. You can put a mid on him, cancel it, throw him again, safe jump again. 4 for it's up. Overhead, like, it just gets disgusting, guys. So safe jumps are very important, but that's pretty much it for the guide. I really covered exactly what matters to me and what I use a lot. You know, obviously there are probably some things I can do better, but you know, these are the things that I think somebody that's trying to get good with Ermac would need to get started. This is like your getting started with Ermac guide. If you guys want me to do more guides, let me know. If you guys felt like this guide was lacking anything, let me know. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next video.